Hey guys, what is going on? This is Cat back with another episode of Unchained with the Captain. December is upon us, so we're looking at some of my favorite non-traditional Christmas movies. First up is the 1988 action masterpiece, Bong! Die Hard. And we'll take a look right after the titles. Die Hard tells the tale of New York police officer John McClane. He's in LA to visit his estranged wife and kids for the holidays. Soon after arriving, terrorists take over the building, and John is trapped in the upper levels where he does what he can to stop them. The casting in this one is just fantastic. Bruce Willis plays McClane. He's our hero and he's really relatable. Alan Rickman plays Hans Gruber. He's the leader of the terrorists that are attacking Nakatomi Plaza. Reginald VelJohnson plays Sergeant Al Powell, who's kind of a liaison between John and the police. You'll remember him from Family Matters. Paul Gleason, who you might remember from The Breakfast Club and Trading Places, plays Dwayne T. Robinson. He again plays an asshole, but he's great at it. Ellis, Holly, Carl, and Argyle round out the cast. Lots of characters, and they're extremely interesting and fairly well fleshed out for an action movie. This was Bruce Willis's breakout hit. Before this, he had done a couple of comedy films and he was on Moonlighting. This film was the one that made him a household name. This was long before Bruce started phoning everything in. You can tell he actually cared about his acting in this movie. Plus he had hair. This one was directed by John McTiernan. He's the guy who gave us Predator, Die Hard with a Vengeance, and The Last Action Hero. I checked IMDb and he hasn't directed anything since 2003, but he does have an untitled project in the works, so fingers crossed. The atmosphere in this one is really great. It takes place mostly inside the building, and there are only so many places you can go. It makes you feel like you're trapped inside the building with McClane. There's a good bit of humor in this one, but it's organic to the story and not forced at all. Nobody is trying to be funny, that's just how it comes off. It's very low-key. You could almost call this a black comedy. For a great action movie, you need not only a great hero, but also a great villain, and Hans Gruber fills these shoes and then some. The late great Alan Rickman does a spectacular job with the role. Easily one of my favorite movie villains of all time. We gotta talk about the underrated cinematography in this one. This was beautifully shot in the 2:35:1 aspect ratio and it looks spectacular. Now in the 4:3 aspect ratio that they used to run on cable TV back in the day, it looks terrible. And if you don't believe me, try watching a pan and scan copy of Die Hard and then get back to me. It's just fucking brutal to watch. This one gets an R rating for excessive use of the word fuck, as well as some pretty grisly violence that borders on gore at times. Not that I'm complaining at all. They really make movies like this now because of the PG-13 rating. They start off violent and curse-laden, but then they have all the good bits taken out to get it down to a PG-13 so the kiddies can see it, and the rest of us get screwed. The fictional Nakatomi Plaza is actually the Fox Plaza building, which is the headquarters for 20th Century Fox. It was actually under construction while they filmed this movie. Those unfinished floors you see McClane running around in were actual unfinished parts of the building. There's a lot of idiots running around saying that Huey Lewis was in this as the guy at the front desk of the building. If you're watching this and you're under 40, Huey Lewis and the News was a pop rock group that was popular back in the mid to late 80s. I'm sure you guys have seen Back to the Future. He's got a small cameo as high school band audition judge. Seriously, that's how he's credited on IMDb. And he's completely uncredited in the film itself. He also did a couple of songs for the soundtrack, those being Power of Love and Back in Time. That's Huey Lewis, not that guy at the desk. The German spoken in this one is hit and miss. Back when I was playing in bands, I ran into a West German guy who was on a work exchange program to the US. So what do I ask him about? Well, like an idiot, I wanted to know if the German in Die Hard was accurate. Short answer, some of it is, some of it isn't. The long answer, I'm a Dunsky for even asking the question. What a lot of people don't realize is that this film set the standard for action movies for years after its release. So if you didn't grow up with it, it seems like it's got a lot of cliches, but they weren't back in 1988. What's the verdict? Well, the characters are fun to watch and the acting is solid. Cinematography is amazing and the action and humor are both well done, and the pacing keeps things moving. The music fits the scenes well, and the Christmas songs sprinkled in really add to the holiday atmosphere. It easily makes my top 100 list. This is the filet mignon of action movies. Well, that's all I got for you guys on Die Hard. Next time we'll be checking out the 1984 Christmas classic, Gremlins. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for another horrible impression. And you guys are dismissed.
Hey, I'm Batman. Like and subscribe. Come on, I keep the city safe. The least you can do is leave a like. Or subscribe. Subscribe is better. No, wait. They're both good.